What's up, family? I made it. I'm alive. I'm alive. Just waiting for some people to get up in here. Grab some water real quick. Alright, we got some more people up in here. Yo, what's up, Vincent? What's up, Mr. Libertad? The world is crumbling. Eric, what's good, homie? Scott. Sivieri. Number one waffler, what's good, G? Steve Voot. What's up, Michael? Block Talk says, is the Shemitah bearish for crypto because last Shemitah didn't really affect the market, question mark? Yeah, it absolutely did. The last Shemitah in 2014, 2015, you could go look it up. The Asian stock market literally crashed, and we had a massive pullback in all the indices in the United States. The NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and the S&P 500 absolutely had a correction. Go look it up. What's up, Mohid? What's up, Chevs? Josephina, much love overdue to Portugal. What's up, Tyler? You going to the casino? Hell yeah, brother. Wishing you luck. Sending good vibes your way. Yes, I'm listening to Stormzy right now. I love this song. I've been listening to a lot of UK hip-hop. That one track, 100 Bags, for his mom. I love that shit. What's up, Matt? Mirko from France. What's up, brother? Roman. Check my emails when I'm done with this live stream. I'm doing good, Nicholas. Glad you made it here, brother. Got some Australian peoples in the house. That's what's up. Yeah, this artwork is by Jeff Jordan. That's what we're going to be looking at for the whole day. We're going to be looking at Jeff Jordan's artwork. I have a couple of them pulled up, and we might bring up some more later. Got 50 people up in here. That's good. Should get some more people, though. If you guys give this a like, go ahead, give this a like. Get some more people up in here. Johnny Flynn, what's up, brother? Vincent. I'm actually, so Vincent said streaming music on Spotify. Yeah, I am. I will share my Spotify with people if you want to follow along, see what I'm listening to. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that, but it might be something you guys might like. Yo, Aaron with the super chat. I appreciate you. Thanks for everything. More love when I cash out. Oh man, appreciate you, Aaron. Much love to you, brother. Okay, Scott, you're shooting me some music to listen to. Go ahead. I love it, man. Go ahead and comment that on this video, and I'll it'll remind me later. What's up, Daniel? Getting some love in the house from The World is Crumbling. Appreciate that. Let's try to not use our okay, I'm gonna just tell you guys something straight up. Let's try to not use our chat to shill coins. Like, I'm cool with everyone, you know. Let's be productive in here. Because if we're just gonna get somebody who says the same coin like 10 times in a row, it's just kind of like, it's disrespectful to everyone, you know? Trying to keep it high vibes up in here. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to moderate you out, you know? I don't want to do that. Oh shit, David. David, 9 grams, brother? Fuck. I'm excited to hear about it. We're gonna be like connecting dreams together, man. I'm excited for you, David. That's a big trip, buddy. Yeah, I listen to some reggae, but I don't. Depends. I need to be in a mood for I'm more into I'm actually like, typically when I'm in the mood to hear something like reggae, I just end up listening to Ethiopian music. I'm much more into Ethiopian music. Now that I've discovered it, and I've discovered so many artists from Ethiopia. Absolutely like mind-blowing music coming out of there. And Kenyan music is also absolutely mind-blowing. Got 80 people up in here. That's beautiful. Abdullah says, what do you think about Bitcoin's closing tonight? I mean, honestly, I don't really think too much is going to be going on. We've been getting really bearish Saturdays. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. Like, we've been getting really bearish Saturdays. I'm going to move up this painting. Let me see if I could, real quick, skip over. Anyways, yeah, I'm not really anticipating too much to be going on. We're moving into the new moon in 7 days, so that's really what I care about. There's 2 times a month that I'm really focused on, and that is the opening and the that's near the end with the full moon, because I'm always just looking for accumulation times. Like, I don't really care when the prices go up. I'm actually like, I'm at the place right now with my investment thesis, and because I help so many people around the world, like, we need to focus on accumulation. So right now is a huge accumulation phase, and that's what matters most. Yo, Evan, how's it going, brother? Much love. Brooklyn in the house. Yes. Evan, I was thinking about you the other night because I was I was thinking about that scene in Casino. Where, oh man, I love that movie. I'm probably gonna watch Casino again. I love that movie so much. Joe Pesci says some things in that movie that I'm just like, damn, man, that's cold. That's cold. Rico, I appreciate you, brother. Justin, what's good? Got a super chat. Los Lopez, always roll a blunt before Waters Above live streams. I love that, man. I appreciate you. Oh, Michael G with the super chat. It's all good, brother. I'm just it wasn't direct. What I said wasn't directed at you necessarily. It's just kind of like, I want to build a culture around here with these live streams so that I could keep doing them. And I just want everyone to like kind of use this time to be more focused on the bigger picture of reality. And I love crypto and I love talking about it, but also like it's an avenue and an opportunity for us to maybe step away from these crypto call outs and all this stuff. But it wasn't directed at you, brother. It's all love. Appreciate you. Abdullah from Turkey, much love. Oh man, there's this Turkish guitar. I think he's from Turkey. He's a guitar player, Miro something. I heard this one guitar player from Turkey that like blew my mind away. I need to remember his name, but damn, that guy was seriously incredible. And I've been playing guitar for my whole life, like since I was like 10 years old, and this guy like really blew me away. The Happy-Hearted Owl says, hello, brother. I saw you on the Ritzy interview. Much love and your knowledge. When do you think XRP will moon? Well, first of all, I appreciate you coming here. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining our community. I don't really know and or care when XRP moons. I have a really interesting investment thesis on XRP, but if I had to use my Gematria to determine where I think it's going, I see it hitting $7.60 or $8.60, probably on a date numerology that equals 14 or 15. And the January 4th or January 5th date of 2022 would be pretty solid, considering that XRP has 22 in its Gematria. So perhaps that's a little bit of an insight. See if there's some questions up in here. Yo, what's up, Erwin? Much love, brother. Sorry, there's like a house on fire near me. I wasn't supposed to laugh at that, but this fire truck is loud, man. Sivieri says the Mastermind course is serious, man. It is a lot of work to learn it all, but it's been really fun and challenging. Well, I'm glad you joined in, man. Like, you know, I was really hesitant to go public with this course because I was only, I was only going to private clients with it. And then I finally got enough of my private clients to push me to, discussing the course publicly. And I'm glad I did because it's been helping a lot of people. I get emails all the time from people that are like, they'll go and reference one of the videos in the course and they're like, how did you think that would happen like 3 months before? Just crazy stuff like that. And I love hearing it because, I made all that stuff. Some of it I made quite a while ago. So it's pretty wild to see people come out with that stuff and then just be like super thankful and grateful. So I love all that stuff. Got somebody from Barcelona in the house. What's good? Appreciate you, Erling. Much love to Norway. I would love to get back up to Norway sometime soon. One of my favorite coffee roasters is up there. Daniel Alejandro says, who is your favorite guitarist? My favorite guitar player is me. I'm my favorite everything. That's how I think about myself. And I think that's how everyone else should think about themselves. You're the best. But if I had to pick somebody who wasn't me, I really enjoy the guy from Chan. I think what he's doing is really really interesting work. And he's so young. He's younger than me, and it's just crazy to see his progress. I've been following his work since I think he was like 17 or 18 years old, and he's still killing it. Like one of the better guitar players right now. Tosin Abasi from Animals as Leaders is another guitar player that I look up to. Johnny Marr from the Smiths, I think is is a genius. One of the best guitar players of all time. And quite underrated actually for how incredible his guitar lines were. And how innovative also that he was. Who else? There's so many people that I love listening to, but Tosin Abasi particularly, I've been having a great time. And then Between the Buried and Me is about to come out with a new album soon, and anything they come out with, I'm just like blown away by. Whether you like metal or you don't like metal, Between the Buried and Me is one of the most incredibly talented bands. So I really enjoy them. But the style that I lean towards more today is more like gospel, kind of neo soul style guitar. So that's been really awesome to hear all the bands that are like progressive rock and they're focused on incorporating that style. But I've been playing guitar for so many years that like I don't even like I only play my own stuff and I only work on my own stuff. I would love to be able to make an album soon. I just have I'm waiting on Ian to fly me out to Los Angeles so he could record me. I'm just kidding. I don't know if Ian's in the chat, but I'm just fucking with him. David says Norway coffee, what brand? Tim Wendelboe is one of my favorite, for sure. What they're doing is incredible. And then I think well, I like a lot of roasters out of Stockholm. Like Drop Coffee is really great. Also, Coffee Collective in Copenhagen is really good. All the Norway roasters are really great. But I'm like a coffee nerd, so I could talk about that crap forever. Erwin says, ever use the Enoch calendar? No, I have not. The only calendar that I really focus on is the Gregorian calendar because it's the scam calendar. It's like the greatest psyop of all time, and that's why I focus on it. And then the other one that I like to look at quite a bit is the Hebrew calendar, but that's just for the years, you know, like for the overall big picture of reality. And it seems that all of our reset times are based on Hebrew calendar, but I'm open-minded to learning about all the other calendars as well. Just not as pertinent to my work at this time. So, you know, I'm quite a busy guy. Any free time I get, it's typically me coming out and doing these live streams. So, but I'm always, you know, up to people sending me a video or something. If it's short, I could check it out when I'm free. How old am I? I'm 400 years old. Approximately 400 years old. Or again, some new... Okay, so I'm like ahead of questions, actually. It's 127 people up in here. What's up, Ian? You made it. Hugo says, love your channel. Can't wait to hear another on Zilliqa one day. Yeah, I would love to start covering Zill. It's one of my favorite coins I've been talking about for a long time. I've been invested in it for a really long time. And Zill doesn't have the... Zill doesn't have that like cult behind it, and that's a huge reason why I love it. Like now that I could get Theta Fuel, T-Fuel on Crypto.com app, I'm able to transfer money like almost instantly to be able to purchase that. So those are the two coins that I'm really, really bullish on, and I'm trying to accumulate more on just because I'm such a busy guy. So for me to have a complicated way of investing in stuff doesn't really work out for me. So having easy ability to access crypto is what I'm all about. And now that Theta is on Uphold, and Uphold has a mobile app that also has a limit orders now, it's like, it's amazing. I could just, you know, the other day I was driving around and I just literally bought Theta real quick while I was driving. That's pretty dope. Vegan Skeptic says, does your age get reset every 400 years too? Yep, exactly. Let me show you guys another. So let's talk about this image really quickly, right? So this picture is like really fascinating to me because it almost feels like the guy who made this knows about our realm. Like, I need to send this to... I'm really trying to get in contact with God Give Lemst. I think me and him need to have an interview. Like, me and that guy would be... That would be a fucking pineal buster. So... But you see how the shell of this beetle is blue? And this, like, kind of melted city structure at the top. And then there's just, like... you know, melted city in the background. Just, I love this image. I have a feeling that that Jeff Jordan knows the truth. Picture number 2. It's some pretty massive strawberries, if you ask me. So Noel says, when is the start of the Shemitah? How does it relate to crypto bull run schedule? So we actually don't know how it will affect crypto because the previous Shemitah was 2014 September to 2015 September, and we were in a bear market then, but also like there was no altcoins really back then. So it was like the Bitcoin show. And with that being said, that happened after the blow off top that was in December of 2014. So I'm sorry. Yeah, I need to look at the charts again, but essentially just we had a blow off top, right, in the winter time like we always have, and then we had a correction, and then the Shemitah started after the blow off top. This is the first bull run ever where crypto has altcoins, and also the Shemitah will be happening before the winter time. So we will be having the Shemitah on September 7th, and we're all anticipating bullish energy into December, January, February. So the best we can do is just assume that they're going to load up liquidity into the market leading into September, and then they're going to blow it off. And we're probably going to have a very ritual blow off top bull run like we typically have. And I have a thesis that, actually, I want to change this song because this is getting a little bit too, like, this isn't my vibe anymore. Shame my vibe. But this is my vibe. Does anyone listen to that new Isaiah Rashad album? Is that out yet? I wasn't really feeling that. What else do I want to listen to? Maybe Kids See Ghosts. Go listen to some Ethiopian music too in a minute. All right, anyways. So another theory that I have that we're setting up for a FOMO, like a retail bull run, is because there's so many new cryptos that are available on every app and every basic exchange. Like easily way too many cryptos. Like Crypto.com app and Binance and Coinbase alone and Uphold combined, like those 4 exchanges, there's so many cryptos now for retail to easily buy. Right off of their phone, right off of a phone app. This is kind of how they set you up, you know? They make it easy. Once they make it easy, that's when it's like they're gonna let retail FOMO in after they set new highs, and that's gonna give a lot of extra juice to the market. Does anyone know if like these eviction moratoriums lift in the United States? Because like this shit is like, it seems like it's never gonna end. I'm really interested to hear. So Lou says, I would suggest interviewing Zach from Gematria Effect News. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's a little bit hard to get into, but I would love for us to collab. I mean, both of our work would be a perfect collaboration, right? I believe that his form of Gematria using the 4 base ciphers and my form of Gematria of using the 4 base ciphers in Chaldean, along with the astrological applications to Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, and the sun and the moon, this type of style, it might be very, very like, yeah, I believe his community could leverage on my ideas, because in the last month alone, I've had so many people contact me from Zach's channel telling me that, you know, I'm doing a unique form of this Gematria, but also the way that it's applied to crypto has a lot of utility. So with utility, you kind of are able to benefit off of the information. And that's kind of what I tried preparing us all for from the beginning. You know, like I want us to focus on how do we use this knowledge that we have? How do we utilize the esoteric knowledge and wisdom that we've gained throughout our studies? Panorama P says, what are your thoughts on Quincy Jones? So I don't know who this is. I'm sorry. I keep getting this question asked to me. I'm sorry. I just don't know who Quincy... I mean, Quincy Jones is like a music... I'm assuming you're not talking about that person, so sorry. God Gave Lamste last night made a video that was amazing. I've watched all of his since he started. Okay, I haven't actually watched his new video, but that'd be great too. Evan says Theta and T Fuel now on CoinX. That's dope. God Gave Lem said he would return in October with a new video. I kind of like that though. Like I like how that dude just like doesn't make content until he's ready to make content. That's dope. He's not like wasting people's time. Got to respect that, right? Yeah, Vegan Skeptic. This guy's work is, this artist, like, he knows shit. He knows what's up. Let's go on to the next image. Look at that. This guy knows about the mud flood. He's showing you the underground cities with the columns below the ground. And there's just these massive bees coming out of the underground, which is probably symbolism. Like the symbolism of the bumblebee. As above, so below. Beautiful. I love this image. And there's just one guy standing in the bottom left. That's really, really something to think about. It says image reminds me of Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah, that's all those Miyazaki movies are really incredible. Dana says, what is the truth? The truth is something that you hold to be the most important to you and what you find to have the most utility for your well-being. Everything else is garbage. That's all it is. There is no truth outside of you, but your truth comes from within, and it's something that you resonate with. So it's a vibrational frequency alignment that you've come to, that you've been able to stare at in the mirror, and it's a reflection coming back into you, and it makes sense, and it plasmatizes into your reality. Now it becomes from, you know, first, second, third dimensional to something fourth, fifth, sixth dimensional. That's what truth is. What the hell is this song? Danny Brown. Jeez Louise. Me and Danny Brown have the same birthday. But this guy's fucking, he's too much for me. I feel like me and Danny Brown would get along though. We could probably take some mushrooms together and have a good time. Ian says, Isaiah, okay. Yeah, I can't listen. I seriously can't listen to Tyler, the Creator. I haven't listened to that dude in years. He's like a meme to me. No offense, but I don't have time for those meme rappers anymore. So we're saying that the evictions are 30 days from today? Evictions start in September? Yeah, Ian, if you could get a hold of Zach, that'd be sick. Be really interesting to see if we could make that happen. Jorge says, I joined the Mastermind Community Patreon. It feels as I've never done a better investment in my life. Oh, shit. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad that you're here. We're really doing something special. Wamino says, is XRP a scam? It's a hell of a question, man. I'm not going to answer that question, though, because that's a, you know. Money is a scam. Just everything is a scam. You know? Think about what a scam means. It's like the word truth. You feel me? Like truth and scam are like the same idea. They're just whatever you agree on. You know how many people call Bitcoin a scam? When it was 10,000, then it fucking goes to 60,000. It's like, well, it wasn't a scam. Like, people talk about Bitcoin being a scam. Like, okay, well, give me all your Bitcoin, and then I'll go outside and I'll cash out the Bitcoin, and I'll start giving homeless people food. See how much of a scam it is then. But it's just unsophisticated, you know, Don't worry. Just money's a scam. Just do what you can to get on the right side of the scam. Benefit off the scam. That's it. Good vibes to you, Amber. Appreciate you. Okay, we're getting a lot of... Mark Splice says, will mud flood happen in our lifetime? I hope. I really hope. God, man. Take me out of this place. I feel like there's going to be an alien invasion and I'm going to go away. They're going to snatch me up. They're going to be like, what have you been doing down here for so long? You didn't figure out how to find us? I'm probably the only one that finds what I said humorous. Thomas says, what does your daily routine look like, and how long did it take you to habituate it, or do you not believe in routine? That's an awesome question, actually. So I do have I do things that I believe could be considered a routine, but I need to work at it better, actually. I think that's something, like the fact that you brought that up, that's made me a little bit more conscious of the fact that maybe I've been stepping out of a routine. But pretty much every single day when I wake up, I try to not look at screens for at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes up to an hour. And I make a coffee. And yeah, I usually make like an AeroPress coffee, which is my favorite way to drink coffee at this time. I got a bag of Olympia Coffee Roasters coffee recently, which is a really awesome roaster out of Olympia, Washington. If you guys are ever interested in trying out some really tasty United States coffee, since we were talking about Nordic coffee earlier. But yeah, so I typically make a cup of coffee, and then I will prepare whatever I have to do for the day. I'll start with chatting with private clients, and then typically I'll check emails. I'll look into... you know, if today's the day to make a video or not make a video for YouTube, because I don't want to just make videos to go over the same garbage over and over again. Like, I want to make sure that there's value every single day. Like, today was actually quite a special video, and it might get the least views out of all my videos. So that'll be interesting to see that, because, you know, I'm giving out 3 of some amazing coins. But anyways, that doesn't matter. Back to my routine. It's typically very work heavy because I run my own business. So when you're running your own business, you always have to be considerate of like all those moving parts. And lately, part of my routine has been blocking out some time to play guitar. And then I try to have some time making music, like making some beats and stuff like that, just to keep myself kind of stimulated with something that isn't content or creating content. I actually almost don't watch any YouTube videos anymore. Typically, I watch like 2 or 3 YouTubers, and I keep it very simple based on that. So not much of a routine, honestly. Wake up, no screen, coffee, prep my work, and then just work. It's probably a bad routine, though, like to tell somebody. Like, if you think about it, like, it's just me saying that I work. But I'm actually really excited for what I do, because every day that I check my emails, I have people that, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes I read some emails and I'm just like tears start like just showing up on my face, and I'm like, oh my God, bro. It's just so beautiful to see some of the things that people say and some of the like things that people have benefited from with my work. Like, it's, and we're just getting started, you know, like a lot of these people that I give really, really solid responses back on these live streams, they reach out to me and like, they're like, yo, I started this shit and I've been, you know, like they'll come back like a week later and they'll be like, I was watching this live stream and I started doing this one thing that you were talking about, and like everything, like, and so it's so sick to see that kind of stuff. It's why I like doing these live streams, because I feel like sometimes I could connect with someone, even if it's one person, that I have the time to answer their question. And then when that happens, it's fractal, like everyone's kind of vibing. And that's what I want to use these live streams for. John C., that's a really interesting idea with the Taurus, uh, the moon. That's really interesting. Matt Stack says, did you enjoy living in Melbourne? That's like, I don't know. I don't want to like speak negatively about anyone who's from Melbourne who's in this live stream, but I did have an interesting experience there with like connecting with people, and I just learned that like I can't live in cities. Like I don't have the vibrational frequency to exist in a city anymore. Like my frequency is too high for cities. I just can't. So yeah, there was a lot of aspects of being in Melbourne that were really overwhelming, but then there was also a lot of aspects of Melbourne that were really like eye-opening, because I don't know if I told you guys that story about like when I quit my job because I saw writing on a wall that said quit your job. Like literally, I just like, I was walking and I went to a brewery, and on my way to a brewery I just saw some spray paint on the side of the wall that was like quit your job. And I was practicing manifestations before going to sleep every single day, listening to solfeggio frequencies. So I was listening to these solfeggio frequencies like every single day, and I was just saying to myself, like repeating like, this is what I will do, this is what I will be, this is what I am, and I would just envision these ideas inside of my head. And then I used to take like screen caps of like my bank account and shit on my phone and just like edit it to look a certain way, like, and that sounds ridiculous, like it seemed so silly to me. But then I started like getting signs from the universe of like, okay, this is what you're gonna do, this is what you're gonna do. And I started doing e-commerce, and I started doing a couple of like online marketing things, and I had all these like private clients that I was growing through that. And then I was walking and I saw the quit your job thing, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it. So I just told my boss, like, I'm putting in my 2 weeks, and he was like, don't even show up anymore, like we don't need any extra help. So it was like really serendipitous. And then after quitting, I haven't worked since. It's been a struggle, like for sure, but every time something felt like a struggle, I would just react to it with love and harmony and high vibrations. And that was like a huge turning point in my life. And I have a skill of being able to communicate with humanity. And I would just wake up every day being like, why aren't I doing this? And I had a lot of people supporting that, that I do that. And here we are. So Melbourne was actually a huge kickstart into what I wanted out of my reality moving forward. So when I was in Melbourne, it was right before the pandemic, and the pandemic kind of forced me to moving home. But all of that stuff was happening near like the last 10% of time of me being in Melbourne. And then I got back to the States, and I immediately jumped heavy into e-commerce and doing that really like quite a bit. And it was like the best time to get into crypto. So it was some higher self out there was like, do this, do this, do this. And I just listened to every single thing. But what I noticed was you need to actually cut off a lot of things in order to progress. Like you need to cut off the vibration of the place you're living. You need to cut off the negative vibrations of the people you're surrounded by. You need to do all that shit. You have to sever all those ties first to be able to have access to that communication with your higher self. At least that was my experience. Got some questions. So Lou says, I like Danny as well. Still surprised you like Vince. I don't really like love Vince Staples' work. It's more of the production on his records that I enjoy. I really like the beats, but I don't really like love his albums. I don't think he has like classic albums or anything, but I'm a musician. I make music. So for me, it's not really about like the vocal piece or the rapper. It's more about like the whole show, you know? That's more my thing. Yeah, I'm really into Earl Sweatshirt now. Like Mavi also. Mavi is like one of my top 5 favorite rappers. Like that dude on his last EP, that shit like brought me to tears, man. Let me see if I can find Mavi real quick. I don't even know if you guys can really hear the music. I don't want the music to be loud, but that last Mavi End of the Earth record, oh my god, man. That shit was like really emotional for me because everything he was saying I just like vibed with. Mavi's an alien, by the way. He's like my species. We don't come from here. And when I first heard Mavi, I was like, okay, that's my people. I know where he's at. Every word he says, I don't even need to think of it as the English language. Like me and him are speaking English because we need to exist with humanity. But besides that, we have a different dialect, and our dialect goes through like it goes through the firmament, bounces off the sun, comes back down, and just like shatters the airwaves. Mavi's a god. What else is going on in this chat? Amber says it's only a scam when you lose money. Well, it's not. I mean, I assume you're saying that facetiously, which is, I agree with you. Everyone always says that something's a scam when they start losing money. I totally agree. But when it's going up, it's not a scam. Yay, it's amazing. Look at it go. It's like in, you know, February, March, and April, all these cryptos weren't a scam. And then we swapped over to May and it was like, it's a scam. It's amazing. It's amazing how ridiculous people get. Yeah, you just got to benefit from the scam. That's all you got to do. Mark Splice said, did God create humans, or is the real truth humans are laboratory from aliens? I mean, none of us know the truth, but I believe, like, you know, this, and I use the word believe, like, really openly. I'm not trying to say that I believe in it, but what I can say is I do see the merit behind the Anunnaki and this idea of a creator species that came from maybe some portal or some other part of our realm. I'm not really sure. None of us are sure, and as we shouldn't be. But I'm really open-minded to this idea that there was some sort of giant race, some sort of really, really highly sophisticated race of people that created the humanoid species that we are today. Now, where does our consciousness come from that is within that humanoid species? That's a different conversation, right? Like, I've seen some cats that, like, that cat over there is like a fucking human being. Like, you can just tell this cat or that dog, like, dogs are kind of weird. Dogs, like, definitely are humans, but they're like the type of human that's just like a servant, like a servant. Kind of like the workforce we have. Anyways, that's a different conversation. But with cats especially, you can tell that there's something up with them. Like, some of them are like pure blown aliens, and some of them are like totally like maybe a hybrid species between like what was a human and what a descendant of like a, yeah, I don't know. I'm really open-minded to all that stuff. But the Book of Enoch and the discussion behind the Anunnaki and the creators of us. And there was an alien movie. Was it Prometheus? I'm not sure. But there was an alien movie that came out that I thought was pretty solid and showing you something with like actual graphic. So you could be able to look at this idea of a giant, really like massive, powerful, highly technologically advanced species that made us. And they would make our realm, or their realm, or whatever realm, to kind of have a self-destruct button, like some kind of shit where it's like, okay, we're ready to go, and then you press the button and it fucking evaporates, like a big virus comes out or something like that. So go watch that movie again. If somebody knows the exact title of the movie, please leave it in a comment. But that idea is pretty great. Now, God, the word in English of God, G-O-D, that's generator, organizer, destroyer. That's Shiva. That's Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu. That is the destruction, the creation, the reset. But there's something intelligent behind that design. So there seems to be something different between what God is and what the transcendent God is, like Yahweh. Something that's bigger than the gods or the Elohim, the Elohim. So it's a very vast conversation to have, and I would love to like chat with people more about that idea. So this question: do you still believe we will have a bull run 5 days before and 5 days after full moon next week? Okay, a bull run is a very long time horizon. It's not like it's not like a weekly adventure. So please understand the word bull and bear market. They're long-term time horizons, so you have to kind of study that first, I suppose. Got some questions. Yeah, man. When it's time to go, we'll know who the ones are. They're gonna be coming after us. They're gonna be like, I'm gonna take you with me. I'm taking you with me. No, you're staying here, bro. You got that fucking vaccine. You got that BLM T-shirt on. You're fucking staying here for good. Oh my god. They're like, remember that one time that you defended that Tom Hanks wasn't a pedophile? You're fucking staying here, bro. You're done. The Anunnaki are gonna come back and just do exactly what they gotta do. Taking all of the chosen ones, leaving behind the toilet scum. They're like, remember that one time that you quoted Bill Gates? Like, I'm sorry, but you didn't make the cut this one. Now your house is gonna turn into a liquefied pool of mud. They're fighting over canned food and shit. It's gonna be amazing. Septico, Texas says periodic table decode. Shit. You know, I've actually been looking a little bit more into the periodic table, but I don't really find the utility necessarily for my decodes that I do with my work. I know that there's a decoder out there that likes to use it quite a bit. He also uses tarot and something else. It's just like it doesn't really have any utility for me. And so what I show you guys is what I believe works. And it's what's working now. So again, it might stop working, but why the hell change it if it's not broken, right? Like if it's working, let's just keep doing it. Let's just focus and be basic. Like, here's the thing, right? We have the moon cycles, we have like the TA that we focus on, then we have Gematria Numerology, and we don't really need to get too fancy with the astrology, but for the most part, we're able to just like look at the next 6 months ahead of time with a very heavy amount of data, and we could all utilize that previous data to be able to apply it to what's most probable in the future. Now, why overthink shit from there? Like everything else is just wasting your time staring at a chart and, killing time. So I'm not saying that this isn't to you, Texas. I'm just saying in general, like periodic table decode, that would be fire because there's a lot of aspects of the periodic table that are built into to the mythologies, like the Greek and Roman mythologies. Each element comes back to a Roman or Greek god or goddess. It's super fascinating. So I would love to like start heading down that route in the future. But as for now, kind of focused on what we're doing, and what we're doing is working really well. Ian says, have you seen any of the stuff talking about coffee and the brain? No, not necessarily. I've heard a lot of negative things about coffee, but here's how I feel about coffee, right? In Ethiopia, when they do the coffee ceremony, they do the whole coffee ceremony from scratch. So you have the green coffee, then it gets roasted, then it gets mortar and pestle to break it down, and then it gets brewed through the jabina, which has the roasted horsehair in it as a filter. But while they're doing this process, they're burning frankincense in the background. And the reason for this is because the coffee is lowering the vibration, but the frankincense is heightening the vibration. It's creating balance and equilibrium, the yin yang. The problem with science is it just looks at things like way too like data driven, and it doesn't regard anything like outside of data. So I rather focus on like what the indigenous and like what the rituals that have been done for hundreds of thousands of years, most likely. And yeah, Coffea arabica predates humanity as far as we understand. And I just don't, whenever negative things show up, or positive things for that matter, I really just try to disregard it because I look at it from like my own perspective that's really unique to me. So whenever I'm making my coffee in the morning, I definitely like to burn some frankincense. Trion says, gotta say, the thumbnail, it makes me freaking angry, so stop looking at it. Like, don't look at it then, okay? What does that mean? Yeah, so Dick Warlock, Mario from Chan. Yep, Mario, exactly. He is very talented. One of the better guitar players for sure. He got trained by somebody that I'm trying to remember who he got trained by, but he trains a lot of those dudes that are damn, I think I actually spoke to someone recently who knows his guitar teacher. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Oh, sorry to disturb says, what's your opinion on professional bodybuilding? All these huge people basically experimenting with their bodies, using these hormone things, feels like a science experiment. Yeah, so I actually I look at bodybuilding like some sort of a form of like an identity crisis. Maybe it might be similar to what the people who are transgender go through. And like, again, I'm not being negative here. I'm trying to expand my mind and think into people who don't have the reality that I have. But I do think like body dysmorphia is something that comes along with trans and also comes along with this bodybuilding thing, especially female bodybuilding. And again, there's nothing wrong with lifting weights and exercising. I actually love lifting weights and exercising because of like the feeling that it gives me. But this idea of bodybuilding, which is to actually create and design your body in a way that looks a certain way to eventually be judged by a panel of people and basically be an actual human experiment who gets up on stage and gets judged for that. I mean, do what you want, but it just seems very, what's the word? It's very vain and kind of awkward to see a guy who's like 200 pounds of pure muscle and he's wearing like a G-string. Just fucking weird. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, I mean, outside of that, they consume way too much protein. Protein is the number one macronutrient that destroys your liver and kidneys. Over consumption of artificial proteins, especially through these like egg white liquid that you buy, like just 100% egg whites, and then these protein powders, predominantly like protein powders that are plant-based. This shit will destroy your kidneys and liver, and it will fuck up your digestion. It will start to create it'll start to create like little divots inside of your intestine, which I believe is called diverticula. I'm not entirely sure of the exact terminology because I haven't really been talking about this for a while, but I'm pretty well formed on this concept of what the bodybuilder eats, which is a predominantly high protein, high carbohydrate, controlled low fat diet. And it's disastrous. I mean, go look at any bodybuilder who's retired, and the hormones are obvious, right? We don't really need to talk about that. The hormones are, yeah, that's why. I mean, like female bodybuilders have discussed how they start changing downstairs, and it looks like, like a dingleberry. I'll leave it at that. I actually just wanted to say dingleberry. Oh man, some part of me says that I should be a stand-up comedian. Oh man, having fun. Got 187 people up in here. That's what's up. Yeah, we get the likes up. We could get the participation up. Yeah, Ian, it reminds me of that one Smith song where he's like, I never had a job because I never wanted one." Oh man, I love the Smiths. Those lyrics are just like so real. Direct One says, "You into the Tartarian Empire?" Well, I'm into learning about Tartaria, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of a vague question. Yes, I believe. So, Mark, I do believe this September, October, November, you're going to see a massive increase in mortalities from the COVID vaccine for sure. Justin Wood says, "Your words give me goosebumps." Whoa. Well, I appreciate you, brother. It's because I'm speaking English, but I'm actually getting the information from a source that's quite high. Eddie says, just got here. How do you feel about XDC? I mean, it's already run up quite a bit. Like, it's already up like 20 to 30,000. So that's like, that's definitely problematic when you have a coin that's already had such immense gains. But, I do feel really bullish about T-Fuel, even though it's already had immense gains. So we just have to see, like, I look at everything sort of doing well together because that's what altcoins do. Like, if Ethereum does really well, all the other coins are going to do well. Like, so it's just like, Bitcoin does well, then Ethereum does well. If Ethereum does well, then Binance Token and all the other top coins do well. Then if those do well, then everything else does well. And it's just a big crescendo, Like, Bitcoin is like the like the conductor, right? Is that what you would call it? And then like the rest, like the front row is like Ethereum buying. And then you have like the guy playing the flute in the background. That's like the shit going. Oh, that's the stupidest analogy ever. Amber, I don't have an album out yet. I would love to make one though. Yeah, Earl is dope. Yeah, if I do anything, it's going to be instrumental for sure. Do you have a cold wallet? I'm looking to get one before December. Well, there's really no point of getting a cold wallet if you're like forecasting it that far out because the bull run's basically going to start to end in December. So it's kind of like a meaningless purchase. I'm not telling you not to get a cold war wallet, and I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just saying if you think critically at the big picture here, like we're in the final, like we're in like the bottom of the 8th inning in this game. Like we're not that far away from the finish line, if you feel me. Lily says my cat is definitely a human. Yeah, there's some cats that are just like, you could tell they're on some other grind. Yeah, animals are absolutely amazing. Like when I had a mushroom trip one time, and then I just after it I immediately walked outside and I just like I had just hung out with nature. And after the peak of the trip, I started looking at flowers and I was just like, oh my God, like this flower has never looked so vivid before. Like I felt like I could have a conversation with the flower and like learn shit. Like people became so insignificant to me in regards to like how I vibrationally felt about them. and like a cat and a dog and the deer crossing the road, like they just were so special. Like I was just like, oh man, I am not a human. Like I don't belong here, bro. Like what am I doing? But then snapping back out of that and returning into like the human form where we have all this worry and weirdness, it's like it's all about, you know, what can I do here in the matrix while I'm here? What impact can I make? Mark Splice says, Ohio judge just announced you go to jail if you don't take the jab. Society is screwed. Honestly, though, like, they're not going to send anyone to jail for not taking the jab. So they're going to try. And then there's just going to be the wrong guy they fuck with. And that wrong guy is going to shoot up a fucking, like, a police station. And it's going to be the end. It's an uprising. This, like... I'll share what I think at the end, but yeah, it ain't happening. The same thing in Florida. Like, good luck with that. Yeah, Prometheus. Yo, what's up, Dr. Savage? How's it going, brother? Right, yeah, Dr. Savage, thanks for clarifying that. Like, bullish energy and bull market are absolutely different things. So I always teach here that the bullish energy surrounds 5 days before or after a new moon, and the bearish energy is 5 days before or after full moons. It's pretty simple. Appreciate all of you guys here. We have 200 people. That's amazing. Amber says, this is the best part of my day yet. Oh, shit. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Jack Paulo says, what's your opinion on the overnight switch? I don't believe there's going to be an overnight switch. I don't think XRP is going to, like, glitch out and go to 100 or whatever the... Like, this is the cult that moves around this narrative. I don't believe it. I don't care who comes out and says it. It's just silly. Like... It's all about clicks, likes, and subscriptions. That's why they talk about this overnight switch shit. Remember, they tried pulling this shit with gold, with Basel 3 last week, and look at gold right now. That shit's down, all right? Why is gold down? Because the dollar is up, okay? You don't need any of this, like, conspiracy, because that is a serious conspiracy. The Basel 3 creating like this crazy spike in the gold price, that's literally backed by nothing but nonsense. I know people want it to matter because it sounds against the grain, and anything that sounds against the grain sounds like it's gonna work. But that's where people need to wake up that it's a psyop. It's why this shit never comes to fruition. Because the New World Order has a game plan for you. If you're curious, they'll catch you with flat earth. And then after they got you sucked into flat earth, they got you. It's just like believing in ball earth. It's the same cult. It's just a different name. What you need to do is stop joining cults. I'm not talking to you, Jack, by the way. I'm just saying in general. This is like how you develop your antivirus software for everything. When you jump on a new YouTube channel or when you jump on like a new bandwagon of anything, you need to understand that it is most likely a psyop, and the giver of that information doesn't really give a fuck about you. It's all about dopamine. So that's what I feel about overnight switch. It's dopamine. That's its purpose. What's my take on You guys are asking my opinions now? What's your opinion on the vaccines? It's a death serum. Like, didn't Manly P. Hall write a big excerpt in one of his books about how vaccines were essentially designed by the Jesuits to basically instantaneously kill somebody? Or they were designed to create a frequency, like sever their ability to connect to source? There's a lot of crazy information out there, but my personal opinion is the body is a self-healing mechanism as long as you eat the right food, think the right thoughts, and learn how to fast. So if you want to fast physically, you could just do that with breathing, like pranayama, or you could do that with water fasting, dry fasting, juice fasting, however you want to do it. And then if you want to fast from thoughts, you meditate. You could literally mentally fast as well. If you want to fast from social media, go ahead and do that if you notice that it's a problem. If you don't have a sexual partner and you want to fast from what, then you better fucking fast from that, because you're giving up your juice. You guys have to get wise, right? The vaccine's just designed to kill you. That's all it is. What's your take on American politics? So when you say Sleepy Joe, like, this guy has like 10 different clones of himself that's just going around and being passed around to wherever he needs to be at that time. He's probably mostly a hologram when you see him. So the real Joe Biden that you're talking about is a fictitious character. Doesn't actually exist. Politics aren't real. It's all theater. There's no such thing as an election. It's a selection. This is all pre-planned. Just Vatican looking glass technology. That's all you need to know. Everything is perfectly in place at this time for this reason. Raw Doggin. That's such a funny name. Shit. You think movies are more truth? Yes, I believe that Hollywood movies are way more truth than anything else. Like the news and all that, that's all fake. Movies, Hollywood movies in particular, and Disney, like a lot of that shit Disney gives you, that's facts. It's all truth hidden in plain sight. And also, here's another thing, guys. This is something that I think is pretty important, right? Like, if you're a chosen one, you can get, like, you got vaccinated when you were a kid, probably, and you're still kicking, because you were designed to be here, bro. Nothing can hurt you. Like, I tell people this all the time with this 5G shit. Like, 5G is not hurting me, bro. Not at all. It can't hurt me. Nothing can hurt me. I'm too protected. And if you don't want to be protected, then go ahead and care about that 5G shit. But if you want to live in fear and like always worrying and just being so caught up in like this negative vibrational state of worry, then you could care all about 5G. It doesn't matter. But you need to surpass that. You need to become a powerful being. Okay, this is a good one because it sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Actually, the Anunnaki, the fallen ones, are the bad guys, aka the Nephilim. Try to come back through technology and deceive the humans, breaking the book of life, our DNA. Check out Ron Skiba. All right. How about Ian responds back to that? I'm going to keep it moving because I have so many things to say, but I really just don't give a shit. Eddie says never tried horsehair coffee filters. Whole Foods question mark. I know you comment in a lot of my videos and all that, but like, oh man, that was funny, bro. You could probably get some horsehair coffee filters at your local farmer's market. Says Ibanez is best. Yeah, I really like if you're just talking about the guitars, yeah, I really like Ibanez guitars. That's what I own. I own an Ibanez S series with some custom pickups. Where's the questions coming from? Okay, oh yeah, you said the thumbnail of the elites laughing. That's why I said it makes so this is why I love my thumbnail, right? Because these guys don't care. They're not worried. They don't care about the chemtrails. They don't care about any of that shit. They're just doing what they do, which is parasiting humanity. And they're fucking laughing about it. I think that's hilarious to me. That's how little they care. And that's why I think it's important, because people who are enlightened and waking up and going through their journey, They have so much hate and disgust for these people. But you need to move on from that hate. You need to fucking move on from that hate. It's not Mark Zuckerberg who's the problem. It's not Bill Gates who's the problem. It's you who's the problem. Take responsibility. Learn to love everything in this realm, no matter how much it seems to oppress you. Because at the end of the day, you have an opportunity to react to it. And I mean, fuck, if it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't have been able to do my first e-commerce business. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't be able to talk with you right now. So these elites, they're running platforms and owning all this ability for all of this communication. Like, so, I mean, we could hate them as much as we hate them, but there's always like a yin yang to this. There's the dark within the light and the light within the dark. I see that picture of Warren Buffett and, you know, Daddy Bush, all these reptiles. Like, I think it's hilarious that they're laughing, because the thing that they're laughing about is probably like the same shit I just said before that we were laughing about when we were talking about, you know, the aliens coming back and seeing the guy with the BLM shirt and saying you're not coming with us. That's the type of shit that they're laughing at. Like, they're laughing at that high level fucking. They're not like, you know, it's not like Dave Chappelle that's funny. Like, it's this kind of shit. It's this conscious shit. This is like, they're just trolling. It's amazing. Dr. Savage says, hey, bruh, can you decode Dogecoin, bruh? Elon Musk said it's going to be go to the moon, bruh, and Cheetos, bruh. Decode Cheetos. Dr. Savage, you know, man. You know what I go through on a daily basis. Every single day. All right, let's get some music back on for me. How you guys like this picture of this rose? Some serious symbolism going on. I don't know how long we've been doing this for, but I have to eat dinner soon. So I'm going to see how many more questions I can answer. It's so weird how, like, when we're deep into these live streams, we get more people going. I would assume more people would leave, actually. So we got 218 people. We've been going for an hour. That's what's up. It looks like, is Bitcoin up right now for the day? Holy shit. All these coins were down. That's hilarious. Wow. This is pretty fucking funny. Because you saw how down Ethereum was today? It was down at 2017. Right now it's at 2152. Massive fucking fake out. This is actually pretty. I was expecting, actually, maybe this weekend will be a little weird, because typically weekends, excuse me, typically Saturdays are really boring, and if they're not boring, they're very, very violent to the downside, so bearish. And then Sundays are like fake out days, where like it starts really low and then it heads high for the weekly close. So that's interesting. Look at this huge, like, middle finger Ethereum blow off top. This is like one of the ugliest looking charts of all time. Crypto, man. When you're a technical analyst and you look at something like this, you're just like, ugh. Ugh. Like Pusha T. Ugh. All right, what's going on? Dana says, what is your opinion about the afterlife? I'm probably, I mean, I think we all have different opportunities for that. I think some people, you know, probably don't have an afterlife. They're probably just sitting and returning back to this shitty earth hell over and over again, indefinitely, till they die. Yeah, I'm gonna, if this whole crypto thing doesn't work out, I'm definitely gonna be taking up some comedy. I'm just kidding. If I'm spacing between speaking, it's because I'm trying to read some questions before I actually say the question out loud. There's a lot of free-spirited musicians out there, man. They're not going to be popular. And whenever they do get popular, they're gonna stop talking about that shit, you know? All right, this is probably the last time I'm ever gonna talk about vaccines. So let's just move on. You know my position on it. Who cares? Who cares what I think? Yeah, if you're worried about death, just remember that's the one thing we all have in common. We're all gonna fucking die. Who cares? Enjoy the Matrix while you're here. Why worry? Have a blast. Oh man. Okay. This is clearly it's clearly getting off the rails. Oh man, what a buzzkill. I'm just gonna move on from that so my energy is purified. What's up, Eric? How have you been? Crypto journeyman. Yes, they are. We got mad people up in here, actually. Oh man. I don't even know what to say to these. Just like everyone talking about the vaccine. Come on. Think about it. Think about it. You're literally injecting Horus. You're injecting I can't even speak. Osiris's phallus into you. All right, I'm gonna go to the very end of the questions. I'm gonna work backwards. Yeah, I think if you wear like 4 masks and 3 condoms at the same time, you'll go to the afterlife. So maybe you should try that. Not financial advice. Okay, Thomas like always has the best questions. It's really funny. I'll quickly answer Johnny G. What's your opinion on Rogan? Toe Rogan? I mean, I don't know. Like, I also think Rogan's an elite, and I think he's probably pretty awesome. Like, if you got to talk with him personally off camera, but I think like his whole podcast spiel is like part of the intellectual dark web. It's just to have like controlled misinformation, essentially. So, that's why like he has the guests he has, and when he has certain guests, they speak a certain way on his show because that's the whole thing. Okay, but he also has like a gazillion podcasts, so of course you can reach into the bag of podcasts that you've personally watched and find ones that have utility for you. So it's like all things in life, it's just whatever utility it has for you, that's what you should go with. Besides that, it's irrelevant. Thomas says, how would you describe a blow off top? It sounds like a wild ride, but I'm assuming it doesn't just happen over the course of a week, right? Does it? So actually, yes. So Thomas, look at the screen right now, and you're going to see if I measure from the breakout area, which I suppose should be right around here at 1500. You're looking at 50 days later, a big parabolic advance up almost 200%. And then look at this, from the blow off down to the wick bottom, you lost 60% of your value in 11 days. Okay. So it pretty much went right back to where it broke out from in this time frame, which is so tiny versus its accumulation period. So if you look at it, the accumulation period, I'll just show you on logarithmic. A logarithmic actually shows you the picture that will make it not look like a blow off, but let me hide everything real quick so you can see and go to something like a weekly. So look at that. When you look at this on a weekly, this looks like a fucking this looks like a blow off. Like, look at that. Look at that. This is even worse looking. So if this is in fact like the type of blow off that you anticipate, you see right here, when you get the selling climax, you get like a bull trap move up. It's about 130% to the upside. So you could go off these wicks right here and you could just measure 131%. Yeah, it's not gonna, it could do that, but even $4,000 again that soon would be more than likely not gonna happen. So probably somewhere up to whatever the golden pocket would be in this range. I don't really want to mess up my chart right now, but you could pull a fib from the previous all-time high down to this wick low, and whatever the 786 to 618 is, that's what you want to be considering for a bull trap, and then further continuation to the downside. But this looks like a blow off top. Like, and this is kind of what altcoins do in the middle of bull runs, so it's kind of just something you have to, you know, you have to deal with. Eli says, what are you having for dinner? I really want to order Indian food because I'm in the mood for that. But I don't know. Yesterday I had a fire salad with quinoa and chopped apples and pecans and this like vinaigrette. It was really good. I would like to do something like that, but it was because of where I was at that night. The only thing I've had to eat today was a pound of cherries. I just got some fresh cherries in from a farm, and I had a huge cherry mono fruit meal. That's all I've had today. So it's fucking like 7:30 p.m. and I've only had cherries. But that's how most days go for me. I try to push my fasts pretty late into the day, and then I break my fast with fruit. And then after I have some fruit, I have a big meal full of most of my calories for the day. And that's just like, it's like the CEO diet, you know, like when you start learning how these like tech dudes have like so much productivity, they all talk about this 1 meal a day thing, and I completely agree. It's like it is the way to keep your energy and to also maintain a sharp mind while you're working a lot. So for me, like waking up, the coffee, then having like, you know, 18-hour to 20-hour intermittent fasting every single day, then break that fast with fruit, that's like my go-to. And then I wait like 2 hours or so after I eat the fruit to just have it digest, because you never want to be eating fruit, like a lot of fruit, with other foods. It's like they have completely different digestive patterns, and fructose is not, yeah, it just doesn't really do well when you start adding all the other stuff. But that salad that I had last night with the apples, that wasn't that bad because apples are like not really a juicy fruit, and it was just a little bit, but it was like a sour apple, so it worked perfect in salads. Happy birthday, Snoop Doggy Dog. Snoop Dogg Coin Dog. Yeah, send me the link, bro. Oh damn, this is a big question that Jack asked, and then I might roll out so that I could have some dinner. Um, I should actually just order food while I'm doing this with you guys, because by the time that this shit comes to my house, it's gonna be like. Anyways, he says, "How was your first experience meeting your higher self, and what helped you achieve this, if I may?" Oh man. All right. So, like the first time I knew that I was having like a moment, like a really deep moment was I had a mushroom trip where I think I did like 7 Gs like on a fasted stomach. And then when it was like peaking, the time on the kitchen clock, like the clock in my house, it went, I couldn't see what it was displaying. Like I had no time. I had no sense of time. And then I had this repetitive imagery of like the Adam and Eve scene that you get like in the Bible, I guess. It was like a really biblical moment where like it was like this Adam and Eve thing. And it was like the extension of an arm holding an apple, and it was me, like kind of like I felt like I was in a video game, like a virtual reality simulation. And when I bit the apple, I became the apple as I was biting into it. And that was where I was like, holy shit, we're all one. Like it was fucking like some Rick and Morty shit, you know? I was just like, what the fuck? And yeah, so when I went through that moment, I entered like an infinite vacuum loop that was just like fucked. It was crazy. No time, the weirdest sounds and like the weirdest music. Like it almost felt metallic. Like it felt like everything became like liquid and then like metallic at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense. It was like impossible to describe. And then I basically just felt like I was eating the fruit from the tree of knowledge, and I became the knowledge as I bit the fruit. And then when I became the knowledge, I was like one with all things. Like it became, yeah. And then I just cried a lot. Like it was just it was so much. It was so much. And at that moment, that was when I tapped into some serious like wisdom, some serious hidden information that I didn't have access to until that moment. And it was almost like, now that I look back at it, it was because I wasn't ready to feel such a thing. Like I didn't go through the steps of initiation that were necessary to get me to a place where I could actually have that moment. So that was what made it so profound. It was like I was patient, and then it happened, and then after it happened, I was able to use it. I was able to apply that knowledge. That's kind of the thing here. It's like, if you've noticed that the awakening or your enlightenment, it's not just this like one day thing where you learn about like child trafficking and shit and you're like, yeah, I know it all now. It's like, it's totally fucking infinite, and it's fractal, and it's forever moving. It's just like, it never ends. It's a Russian doll within a Russian doll within a Russian doll. But I definitely had a peak experience with that apple being bitten and me turning into it as it was being bitten into, and becoming knowledge, like becoming information itself, becoming data, becoming sunlight, becoming frequency. That's what that felt like. It was very profound, very, very profound. And I'm so happy that it happened. Well, I believe that it is time for me to pack my bags, maybe order some Indian food, and keep it moving. Again, if anyone is ready to... what's going on? Oh, I just looked at these chats. Let me... Okay, yeah, you guys are responding to the... But anyways, so the month has started on Patreon. The Mastermind Community membership will also have a Gematria Masterclass this month, so I'm really looking forward to that. I will have the first Gematria Decode released by the 9th or 10th of July. And we will see how that goes. I think I will be starting... so the 4... if I remember correctly, were VChain, Digibyte, Zinfin Network, and was the HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph. So I'm excited to do those. Really, really stoked. and we're going to see how this week goes for the Red Pill episode, which will be going on Sunday, I believe. And then I'm going to be going over Quant in that one, which is getting very popular. A lot of people keep asking me about that, so we're going to see how that goes. But if anyone's interested in joining Patreon, I will leave the Patreon link in the comments of this chat. And the Discord is getting lit. So I appreciate talking with all you guys today. Got a bunch of people up in here. 119 likes, like 9/11 backwards. I appreciate all of you guys who sent super chats. Much love. Enjoy the rest of your night in the Matrix. Peace.